My dear friends, tonight I will take you on a journey that begins inside a golden palace and ends under a silent Bodhi tree. A journey walked by a prince who had everything the world could offer, and yet felt something missing deep inside his heart. This is the story of why Siddhartha Gautama left his palace, left his pleasures, left his kingdom, and became the Buddha. And as you listen, remember, this story is not only about him. It is about the suffering inside all of us and the freedom he discovered for the whole world. Siddhartha's life began with a prophecy. Wise hermits said he would become either a great king or a great enlightened teacher. His father wanted the king, so he built a world where suffering did not exist. Inside the palace, no sickness, no old age, no death, nothing unpleasant was allowed to come near the prince. Gardens were cleaned, servants were replaced, sick people were removed. Everything was decorated to keep the prince smiling, comfortable, and blind to the truths of life. It was a world made of gold, but still a cage. As Siddhartha grew, he experienced beauty, music, and pleasure, but a quiet emptiness lived inside him. A question he could not yet put into words. Even surrounded by luxury, a part of him felt incomplete. The king tried harder to distract him, offering celebrations, dances, games, everything the human senses could enjoy. But the mind, my dear friends, is not satisfied by entertainment. The heart cannot be silenced forever. Something inside Siddhartha waited for truth. One day he asked to go outside the palace. His father agreed, but only after ordering the roads to be cleaned of anything unpleasant. But no matter how much humans try to hide truth, truth always finds a way. And the first thing Siddhartha saw was an old man, bent, weak, trembling, something he had never seen in his entire life. Shocked, he asked why the man looked like this, and the answer was simple: this is old age, everyone becomes like this. Siddhartha felt the ground shake inside his mind. If he himself would become old, then everything he enjoyed was temporary. Another day he saw a sick man, body burning with fever, unable to stand. Siddhartha asked if this too happens to everyone. The answer was yes. No protection, no palace, no wealth could stop sickness from reaching every human life. The reality of suffering began to push open the doors of his illusions. Then came the sight that broke the final wall. On a quiet road, he saw 4 men carrying a lifeless body. Cold, motionless, silent, he had never seen death, never imagined humans stop breathing. He asked if death comes for all, and again the answer was yes. Old age, sickness, and death were not small exceptions. They were the natural destiny of every living being. The prince returned to the palace, but he did not return to the same life. His mind had awakened to a truth the king could no longer hide. But life had one more message to give him. During another journey, Siddhartha saw a monk walking calmly. No fear in his eyes, no attachment in his steps. A peaceful man living simply, seeking truth. Siddhartha felt something inside him open. If suffering is everywhere, then there must be a path beyond it, a path of understanding, a path of awakening. Soon after, his son Rahula was born. Siddhartha felt great love for the child, but he also felt a chain around his heart. The more attachments he had, the deeper he sank into the cycle of suffering. He looked at his wife Yasudhara and his newborn son and felt their love. Yet he also saw that none of them could escape old age, sickness, or death. Not even him, not even his child. That night, while the palace slept, Siddhartha lay awake with a burning question. Is there a way out of suffering? Is there a truth that frees all beings? And then came the moment that changed history forever. In the stillness of midnight, Siddhartha walked through the palace halls. The sound of his footsteps was soft, but each step carried the weight of a universe. He looked at Yasudhara, sleeping peacefully. He looked at Rahula, small and innocent. He wanted to stay. He wanted to hold them. But he knew that if he stayed, he would never find the answer to suffering, and they too would face the same pain without guidance. Sometimes leaving is the highest form of love. He mounted his horse Kanthaka. Channa held the reins. The moonlight followed them as they left the palace gates. When they reached the edge of the forest, Siddhartha removed his ornaments, cut his hair, and put on a simple robe. A prince died that night, and a Sika was born. For 6 long years, Siddhartha lived a life of extreme self-denial. He ate almost nothing. His bones pressed against his skin. He meditated under the burning sun and in freezing nights. He tortured the body thinking that suffering might destroy suffering. But he realized something profound. Starving the body does not free the mind. Torture does not create wisdom. This was not the path. He remembered the times of ease he had in the palace and understood that pleasure also did not lead to freedom. Neither extreme luxury nor extreme pain could reveal truth. Only balance could. This understanding became the middle way. With renewed clarity, Siddhartha walked to the Bodhi tree. He sat down and made a vow. Even if my flesh dries and my bones turn to dust, I will not rise until I find the truth. And so began the greatest inner battle in human history. Mara, the Lord of Illusion, attacked him with fear, with desire, with doubt, with memories, with shadows. But Siddhartha did not run. He did not fight. He simply observed. In his stillness, the illusions lost power. And as the first light of dawn touched the horizon, Siddhartha's mind became clear like a calm lake. He saw the nature of suffering, the cause of suffering, the end of suffering, and the path that leads to liberation. In that silent moment, he awakened. Siddhartha became the Buddha. And now, my dear friends, understand the true reason he left the palace. He did not leave because he was unhappy. He did not leave because he did not love his family. He left because he loved the world too deeply to let it suffer in ignorance. He left because he saw that all beings are trapped in the cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death, without knowing why. He left to find the key that unlocks this prison, and he found it under the Bodhi tree. His journey was not escape. His journey was compassion. His journey was wisdom. And because he walked away from everything, today millions walk toward the path he discovered. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. Siddhartha walked away from pleasure to find truth, and the truth he found still shines today. May you also walk toward clarity. May you also seek the middle path. May wisdom guide your heart. Namo Buddhaya.